welcome to Beebee's Handmade Dress. I'm Stevie and this is a podcast all about sewing, knitting and creating your own handmade wardrobe. This is a very one step forward, two step backwards this week. I've got lots of acquisitions to show you. I've got a tiny bit of sewing and it's been a week, let's put it that way. So, I'd like to preface this by saying there's been lots going on over the world at the moment, but mainly focusing on the Black Lives Matter movement and the unbelievable death of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and I just wanted to make a statement. I have posted over my social media a couple of times this week, but if you don't believe that Black Lives Matter, I'm quite happy for you to unsubscribe. It's been a really hard week. Why people act so senselessly. I'm probably going to have to re-record a few times to be able to get myself composed, but I just wanted to have it publicly on my channel that I really am totally disgusted by people who think that Black lives don't matter. I know that I've got a huge amount of white privilege, and I'm hoping that I can stand in that gap and support anyone in our community who needs the support. I've been kind of quietly in the background donating to things to help in some way, but I'm struggling with being very vocal, not naturally hugely a vocal person, funnily enough, but I just wanted to have that said right outright. You know, I've got lots and lots of friends in the sewing and knitting community, and I've been horrified by their stories, some of which they've told me in person, some of which have been over Instagram or their social media channels. So I'm going to do my part to do better, to listen, to learn, educate myself, and actively become a Black ally, because there isn't any other option, and there shouldn't be any other option. And particularly, this is my first year of being a mum, I can't imagine having to have conversations with my children about when they are going to be stopped by the police, even if they have done nothing wrong, and how you are meant to behave in those particular situations that you would find yourself in. And it is our white privilege that we don't have to have those conversations, and that is just unbelievable. So I'm not going to say anything else. Any comments that are derogatory or rude or are not aligned with how I feel will be deleted. Everyone who's going through with these sorts of things in their everyday lives, I hope you are okay. I hope you are as well as you can be, and I really want, if you need support, I'm here for you to reach out to. There's going to be lots of pauses in this first part because it needs to be addressed and it needs to stop, particularly for my friends in the US. but for people here in the UK too, and all over the world. That's all I'm going to say today. I hope it makes sense, and I hope it's enough for now. As I said, I'm trying to do the work. I'm hoping that even if I'm wrong, I can be educated, or I will educate myself to do better. So it all seems kind of futile talking about knitting this week, but I know we all need to share our crafts and be part of each other's lives. So I'm gonna let you know what I finished this week and what I've started, what I'm ripping out, and I've also got some acquisitions. So today I'm wearing my Earl sweater from Along the Vecana. It has been blocked, it has been the ends woven in, which, oh my god, I hate that job, but it's done and I'm really pleased with it. It is huge. Yes, and it's from it's 100% alpaca, which is from Eden Cottage Yarns. It's lovely to wear. It's really snuggly and kind of I wasn't sure whether I was a little bit allergic to alpaca. When I first put it on, I had a real prickle factor, which I don't even get with kind of woolly wools, really. I can wear kind of lamb's wool fairly easily without anything underneath, kind of other than a vest top. But now I've worn it for a little while, I'm not getting it, so thankfully. So I really love this outfit. I've been wearing it quite a lot since I finished weaving in the ends and blocked it. I do have an FO today. I'm not sure how much of it I'm allowed to show you. I can tell you that I am test knitting for Jennifer Steingass, which is super exciting, and I have made some of her designs previously, and I think I might have been one of the last people that she asked to test knit on her test knit call, so I was really happy about that. I have finished the test knit. The deadline I think is coming up on the 10th, but I finished it a little while ago and it is blocked and everything, so I'm just going to show you a sneak peek. I'm not going to show it on. I'm not going to talk about the pattern itself or anything that might give away part of the pattern. This is the Celosias sweater. So last time I podcast, I showed you some yarn and I mentioned that I might use it for a test knit, and this was it. So this is Mr. B's yarn in Elba DK, and it's Jasper and Bourjois. So Jasper's the main colour and Bourjois is the contrast. Yes. Okay, just gives you a bit of a... Some people who have been on my social media will have seen the sneak peeks of this. It is gorgeous and I will be wearing it to death. It's like the perfect autumn September sweater and I can't wait to wear it. There's lots of ums today, I'm sorry about that. I'm a bit flustered. But yes, this knit so quick. I didn't knit on very much else since the last podcast because I knew it had to be done, but it is so squishy and it did grow a lot with blocking. It's a little on the large side. I did have to go up a needle size as well to get gauge, so I only used 4 skeins and 10 grams of my 5th skein, so it was a really economical knit. Obviously I used about half of my contrast colour skein as well into that, but a really economical knit for me. Buying DK yarn that's hand dyed is one of those things that I would love to do more. Works out a lot more expensive than buying hand dyed fingering weight. So yes, I will talk about that more when it's released. This is the Celosias sweater by Jen Steingass. I kind of feel like that's where the knitting ends. As I said, I finished that. I'd finished this last time and my fleecy cardigan. So I'd finished a load of stuff and I haven't really cast much else on. I talked to you about going backwards on a few projects last time, ripping things back and wanting to pick them back up again. Those projects are doomed, frankly. My Odyssey shawl, I'm going to just rip out. I looked at the instructions again. I don't feel like I can do written lace instructions at the moment. It's just not happening. I tried, I failed. But that's okay, because the yarn still exists and can be ripped out and can be made into something else, and I think I've got an idea of what I might use the yarn for. The other thing that I started again was my Beeswax Hat by Amy Vandalur, which you've probably seen a million times, and this is going to be the last time you see it because I messed it up again. So those who have knit it might notice what my mistake is. It's looking pretty good up until here, but then I did half of the chart yesterday and all of my cables are back to front. I didn't look at the chart properly, and every cable that I did the opposite way round, and so it's wrong and I'd have to rip it back again, and I don't think I've got enough yarn. This is the yarn I have left of this Fiberco Road to China Light. So Fiberco Road to China Light and Topaz. It's gorgeous, but the gauge is off. It's really gappy, although it doesn't look so bad on here. I'm sure I will return to this pattern again, but my brain's just not with it at the moment. So I haven't decided whether I'm ripping it out 100% or whether I am going to try just to rip it out till the start of that chart, about here. I just lost patience, basically, with that one. So, yeah, that's going. The other thing that is going to be ripped out is my Whitmore sweater. So, I am literally 10 rows from the end of the chart. And I told you guys when I cast this on that I was not sure whether I liked the colour combination between the yarn, which is Mr. B's in French Earl Grey, and the mohair, which is Biche Bouche in the beige. And at the time, this was at the start of lockdown, I started this, and I didn't have any other fingering weight in a sweater quantity that would work with this particular beige. What I've ended up doing is purchasing a different colour that does go with this, and I'm going to rip this out and I've cast on another one. So this will be no more. However, I am thrilled that that means I get this back, and I have a whole 3 skeins of French Earl Grey, so I will be using that for something else at a later date. But I just didn't like how the beige dulled down this beautiful pink colour, and I just kept looking at it as I was knitting it and thinking it's just not what I want it to be, and I'm putting in the effort but I'm not happy with it. So that is also going to be ripped out. But I have started my second one, and again, you're going to get bored of seeing them, but this is Mr. B's yarn, And this is the colour Rosy Lee, and I have done the ribbing so far, but as you can see it is so much better in terms of the beige, because it's a beige with kind of pinks. I don't know how well you can see the pinks, but yeah, it's a beige with kind of pink in it, and I'm much happier with this colour, and I feel like I'm going to wear this a whole lot more than I would have worn the other one. So that is my first whip, I suppose, and the other ones are all going to be disappearing into the ether. So I'm currently working on that Whitmore sweater. As you can see, not much going on there. I feel like everything has been 2 steps forwards, 1 step backwards for weeks on end. I'm desperate to start some new projects. I've got loads of dream knitting, and I have got some acquisitions. Before I get to those, I want to show you my sewing finished object. So you saw this last time. What I have finished is my Kato bag. Woo. And this is made with a fat quarter I've had from Hobbycraft and just some white drill, I think it probably is, from my stash. It's very bright white, which is probably not ideal for project bag, but I was just working with what I had in stash. I'm really pleased with it. I think it's really cute. I will make some more. I think if I was going to make this again, I would make more than one at one time. So I would cut out all the pieces, and then I would sort of sew them successively, so that I had 2 by the end of the amount of work that I did, because there's lots of small parts that then create the bag. The bag has pockets, so this one has 2 pockets on one side and 3 pockets on the other. I currently have 4 skeins of yarn in there, and I still have a little bit of room. I haven't got any knitting, actual physical knitting in there, but yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I really enjoyed the top stitching. I really enjoyed the kind of meditativeness of sewing in little small increments. It's been a while since I've challenged my brain with any sewing, and although it wasn't a challenge in terms of what I had to do, the fact that I had to follow instructions for sewing is something I don't do that often anymore, because I kind of know the process, and the things that I make sewing wise I sort of don't need the instructions. But with the lining and stuff, I really love the kind of popping through the whole bag in a kind of burrito. I don't know if it counts as a burrito method. Anyone who makes bags, let me know. But the way that you kind of pull through the bag through the lining in order to encapsulate the lining inside did kind of remind me of the kind of burrito method that you use for collars. Not collars, kind of yokes on shirts. So I enjoyed that. I thought that was really fun. I made myself a little handle. Again, this was from stash. It's just a bit of grosgrain that I had, and that's just a little bit of and then just a little bit of cord that I had knocking about. So yeah, really happy with this. These would make really nice gifts. If anyone does sew and likes making things for others, I think it would make a really lovely gift. I don't think it's one that I would personally sell. I know that the pattern maker does say that you can sell the bags themselves, but obviously not any of her instructions and things like that. Personally, I think there's too much work in it for what you would get back, unless you really loved making them for sale. I would make them for friends, I would make them for myself. I would also like to maybe alter the pattern a little bit, so I've got a tiny bit more height, so that I could get larger projects in, because this was the largest size. It's box bottom and everything, but I think if I wanted a sweater project for a large sweater, I'd need it a bit bigger than this. I also bought a few of her other little patterns, the zipper pouch and a couple of others, so I will have a go at those soon. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this, and I felt really good doing a bit of sewing. I really miss sewing, but I'm finding my back is not very good at the moment. I don't know if that's because we're not really leaving the house because of lockdown, not doing walks or moving about quite so much, but I have kind of a long-term back problem anyway, and so sitting at my sewing machine, it can be quite painful if I've got to do it in large sort of time slots. So I will have a go at doing some more of these. I will probably need to get some more bag related fabrics, particularly for this kind of canvasy box bottom bit. I haven't worked on my Nanook sweater. I would like to pick that up again. I think yesterday I just had one of those kind of really the sort of days when nothing was working, and I just felt a bit rubbish about all of my projects. So what I've done this week is I have created lots of bags of projects ready to start. So like I said, I cast on my Whitmore sweater. I also would love to make a City Limits by Tanis Lavalley, and I have skeined up some stash yarn. Particularly I'm really trying to work on stash busting the fingering weight yarn. As I mentioned before, I'd love to buy everything in DK, but unfortunately my budget doesn't allow me to buy 6 skeins when I could get 3 skeins of fingering weight. And so I have said on a previous video, I'm not going to buy any more fingering weight, I'm going to buy all DK weight. It's not happened. There's been Yarndale this week, a few other fibre festivals have gone online, and so I've purchased from a few of those vendors this week. So I've got that to show you, but a lot of it is fingering weight, so just pretend I never said anything, it's just easier. So my dream knitting this week can't be a podcaster unless you've got some tea on the go. So my dream knitting this week is the City Limits sweater by Tanis Lavalley. I have 6 skeins from Stash to use. I have a little vlog style video, and I didn't know whether to post it separately or add it in. I'll probably post it separately. Some people did message me and said that they would like to see some vlogs. I kind of think that my life is quite boring other than podcasting, but I thought I'll do a little 5-minute and see what you think. But I spent the whole time filming it portrait instead of landscape, so I'm sorry about that. Next time I will be a better vlogger and actually do it the right way. So back to this sweater. The City Limits by Tanis is a fingering weight held double to make a worsted weight, and then it's marled. And so I have 6 skeins of yarn that I would like to use. I spent a long time kind of going backwards and forwards as to what I wanted and how I wanted it. I'm still not sure. It's my first go at doing a fade. I'm still not sure if my colours are the right colours, but I'm just going to work with it. It's stash busting. Lots of things in my stash I've kept sort of coveting but not using, and that's part of my problem. I buy things and I'm like, it's too nice to use, I don't want to use it, it's lovely. But I'm not doing that anymore. So this one is going to be my first one, the closest to my face, and this is Macaron by Les Family Yarn. I think this is a club colour for afternoon tea. Then I have Dusty Dimples, and this is Amongst the Fields of Harmony. This has pinks and a kind of gorgeous sky blue in it. So it will go that one, then that one. Then kind of moving towards the pinks a bit more, I have Boho Bunny by Dandelion and Dogwood. I love this one. I absolutely loved caking this up because I love looking at the colours. So this is a bit more peachy. Don't know how well I'm going to balance 6. Then this has been in my stash for a long time, and I haven't used any of my Hey Sister yarn because they're no longer dyeing, and I don't know where their podcast has gone, but it's made me really sad that I haven't seen their podcast for a really long time. So Tabby and Rachel, if you're watching, please can you put another one up, because I really miss you guys. This was something Fusion Frenzy by Hey Sister Yarn Co. So it would go, already worried about 4 skeins. Then another Dandelion and Dogwood. This is actually all the Dandelion and Dogwood I own. This is their Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Society. They've just put Guernsey on the label, but that's that colour. It's inspired by the film and the cover for the poster. Oh no! Okay, so my yarn just toppled everywhere and spilt my tea. Okay, let's see if we can get this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th is Life in the Long Grass Driftwood. So that is the plan for my city limits. I don't know whether this one sort of concerns me, but there is this colour in the Guernsey one. So that is my plan for city limits. Those who have been around for a little while will remember that I said I want to make a love note and I want to make a ranunculus sweater. Those are caked up and in bags too. I want to get my Whitmore lace done before I cast on those two, because that's already a project that is sort of on the go, and I want to concentrate on the lace. The lace didn't take me too long the first time round, and as I said before, the chart's really intuitive, so hopefully I can get those cast on. I think I need to be better at casting on small things, because I'm doing lots of sweater knitting and not very many small projects. So that's it for dream knitting for now, and I'm now on to acquisitions. There's been a few, and sorry not sorry, they are all 4 ply. They're all fingering weight. As I said, Yarndale happened again, I think it was last weekend, and so Mr. B's Yarn and Pixie Yarns and the Yarn Badger and a few other places had a big shop update, and so I shopped them because I'm bored of being in the house and I wanted some new yarn. I also had some birthday money left over that I wanted to spend. I have ordered a few things from the US and Canada as well, but they've not arrived yet. So this is Rosy Lee by Mr. B's Yarn. I bought 3 skeins of this in their Hiddleston 4 ply, and this is the colour that I'm using for my Whitmore sweater. So this with the beige, beige mohair creates this kind of colour, which is very similar to the skein actually, whereas the other one, it really affected the colour of the pink, but I'm much happier with this. So I bought 3 skeins of this. I purchased from Liz at Unravelled, and I only bought 1 skein of her self-striping, and I still have it, and I haven't cast that on. I have some self-striping socks at the moment that I need to finish, so I haven't cast on any more self-striping, but I emailed Liz because she had a colourway called Rainbow Cake, and I tried to get it on her update and I missed out. So I emailed her and said, are you going to have it up at any point in the near future? She said, yes I will, I will email you when it is there. So bless her, she did, and she gave me a bit of a heads up before she put it on the social media channel, so I ordered it on pre-order, and that is Rainbow Cake. So this is Rainbow Cake. I'll see if I can find a picture that Liz has got of it knitted up. This is, so yes, this is a rainbow cake. It's really pretty, and I just needed, self-striping always cheers me up, I don't know why. I'm kind of tempted to put this in a gobstopper. I know Liz will do that for you for an extra charge, which is fine, but I don't mind kind of winding it myself. I'm going to wind it anyway. And yes, I'm looking forward to casting on this. This is really soft. This is her 75/25, and it's 400 metres for 100 grams, and the colour is Rainbow Cake. Super beautiful. The other thing I bought was from Debbie of Down Sheepy Lane. So I have met Debbie before at a Brighton Knitters meetup. She came down from up north to Vend, which was really lovely, and I didn't buy anything at the time, but she had a shop update and she had this colourway, and I just thought, oh, that's a lovely neutrally kind of colour for a sweater. So I bought 3 skeins of Sonnet from Down Sheepy Lane. It's got these gorgeous kind of blues and purples on this kind of pearly, it reminds me of kind of mussels, shells. It's a really gorgeous kind of grey colour, and I thought it would make a really nice jumper. So I bought 3 skeins of that, and this is her 75/25, and this is 425 metres for 100 grams, and this is the Sonnet colourway, in case I didn't say. So 3 skeins of that one. Now on to the last big splurge. So I love buying from local dyers, and local to me is here in the southeast, but I also have family in the southwest, and so I count southwest dyers as local to me. So I've bought from Pixie yarns, and I have been coveting this for so long, and she just popped it up the day after her big update, and I had to have it, and I have no plans for it whatsoever, but I don't care. This is the I'll Be Your Mermaid fade. It's going to be some cream filling, sorry. So this is the I'll Be Your Mermaid fade by Pixie Yarns, and I've got the 4-ply 5 skein set. So I did ask Sophie, and she said, I said, did they have colourway names? And she said, no, the only one that has a colourway name is this one, which is I'll Be Your Mermaid. Oh, look at the speckles in that. It's glorious, and I love every single colour, and she is such a talented dyer. I have a few skeins of Pixie yarn that I haven't dared touch, but I've just cast on some socks with the Bristol Belle colourway, and yes, I will be using this soon, but I don't know what for. It could be a fade. The other thing I thought about was I've been trying to collect DK to make a faded cardie from Andrew Mowry, but it also occurred to me I could use a mohair with 5 skeins of fingering and make that cardigan with mohair, but I would have to have the correct mohair to go with this set, because it is a beauty and I don't want to waste it. So yes, that was a big splurge, but it is gorgeous. So 3 blues, then we have this pinky purple, and then we have the deep dark purple. Can you tell I like blue and purple? Blues, purples and pinks are just my thing. So yeah, that was my big splurge. Thank you so much, Sophie. It came so quickly and had lovely notes with it. And I can't wait to use it. I cannot wait to use it. So, I think that's a bit of a whistle stop, but that is everything that I have to show you this week. As always, I hope you're looking after yourself, I hope you're well, I hope your family are well. I hope you're staying as safe as you can do. I know that there are people who are protesting. Please make sure that you take everything that you need to stay safe. I understand it's totally necessary, you know, a total given, but I'm really hoping everyone's staying safe and well. And I will see you guys really soon, hopefully with more knitting. So as always, you can find me on social media as @Beebee Handmade, and if you are new subscriber, hello. I've seen a few new ones pop up this week, and yeah, if you're not a subscriber yet, please let me know and like and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.